He just can't take his eyes off Meg. Aww.
Now, why'd you have to get that on video?
How sweet.
Is that still on? On camera? I don't think so.
You were there with Meghan. Neither of you could have ever imagined that we'd be now doing an interview with you about Meghan marrying a British royal prince. How do you guys feel?
Amazing.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
How
fairy
exciting.
tale come true.
Yeah.
And there's been lots
I
of...
couldn't be happier for her.
There's been lots of stuff written and said about the Markle family. There's lots of you. Not all of it's been particularly positive. What is the reality about you guys? I mean, do you all get on? Do you still talk?
You know, a lot's been written about the family. A lot of people have said a lot of things. You know, our family, the only thing that came from this is that, you know, it kind of strengthened our relationship with some family members that we lost contact with. You know, people go through their, you know, their path in life and people fall out of contact. And, you know, if anything, all this has done is just, you know, it's put a spotlight on our family, the good and the bad.
Right.
But it has strengthened our relationship, you know, with certain family members. So it's definitely been a ride.
Tyler, you're the last person to have, in your particular part of the family, to have spoken to Meghan. I just wonder whether it was, you know, what you felt when you heard Prince Harry saying around Christmas time that it was lovely for Meghan to spend time with the family that she'd never had. Was that something that made the rest of the family feel a little uncomfortable? What was your reaction?
You know, I don't really think so. I mean, I didn't take it the way that some other people took it. I mean, it was pretty lighthearted. They have a great family, you know, and she is not used to that. So obviously she's not used to it. So I don't think it was negative. I don't think anything badly of it. Prince Harry, he's a great guy, as far as I know of him. And I think it was lighthearted, and I don't think it was aimed in a negative light. So
growing up, she was just always really creative, very talented, vivacious, and and she always had a tendency to want to better her environment, and she started that from a really young age in trying to influence people and influence society. And so what better place for her to be right now than in the influential role that she's in. So
She has an enormously influential role, no doubt about that. The reason that you're connected to Meghan is because you used to be married to her half-brother, and therefore you still have contact, presumably, with her dad, do you?
Oh, yes, And I can't speak highly enough about him. He's a wonderful man, and he obviously did a great job of raising her and raising the rest of his family, too. And, you know, with that, we all make our choices in life, and he afforded all the possibilities and different avenues for her to grow and for all of his children. And what paths they take from there as adults is up to them. And we know very well that she's taken the high road. She had a lot of opportunities to go in different ways, and she chose to follow her path and follow her destiny. And yeah, so we're just, we're thrilled, and so is he.
You know, it's all about what Meghan wants. I mean, traditionally, yes, a father would walk the bride down the aisle, and that's traditional. But in this circumstance, you know, it's just whatever Meghan feels like she wants to do, and whether it's traditional or not.
And what's best for everyone, I think. What's best for him and what he's comfortable
and
with.
whatever Grandpa's.
Yeah, it's ultimately what
he seems a very private man. We've hardly really seen or heard anything from him. And to suddenly have to walk your daughter down an aisle in front of 1 billion people, it could be for a lot of people a very traumatic thing.
Right,
Absolutely.
it's a big change, getting from retirement and going into the national spotlight again. He had his time in Hollywood, and he was a pretty prominent figure in Hollywood at one point in time. And he is reclusive, and he does like his privacy. But
he's living the dream over in Mexico.
Yeah.
He's living exactly the life. I mean, that's the kind of life I'd like to have, is to be able to be on the beach over in Mexico.
Right.
So he's worked hard for that, and that's part of why we haven't said too much, is in respect to his privacy and
his and Meghan's
privacy, right?
And you
And
guys,
he loves her more than anything in the world.
Right.
So he'd do anything for her, and I'm sure if she requested that.
Oh yeah.
In a heartbeat.
and are you guys quietly hoping to get the nod for a little wedding invite? Come over to Britain?
Well, again, I said it before, it would be a great honor, but ultimately it's up to Meghan and Prince Harry.
Yeah.
It's going to be a pretty exclusive event.
Right.
So, I mean, if they feel like they would like to invite us, we'd be honored. And if not, we're going to be cheering her on and
totally supporting her no matter what.
Root for Meghan all the way.
No matter what.
She's wonderful.
And if she's watching, and we do know she watches the show very regularly, she's a good old friend of mine. Do you have a message for Meghan that you'd like to give her now?
Hi. We love you so much. We love you
right.
so much.
And we're so happy for you, and
We
we're
are
proud
so
of you.
happy for you, Meghan.
Yeah.
That's
Couldn't be more
lovely.
happier
Well, I'm
for
sure
you.
she saw that, her and Prince Harry, regular viewers. Thank you all very much indeed for joining us.
Great.
We appreciate it.